Welcome to French grammar lessons by myself, Mr. Crucides. This is lesson number 5. This is all about the future tense. I think lesson 3 was about the future tense. Lesson 3 was about the future tense, which was going to. This is the future tense will. As I've said in all my other lessons, no point understanding a tense in a foreign language if you don't appreciate what it is in English first of all. So what is the future tense in English? It's will or shall. So I will play, we shall go to the theatre. You know, the key words are will and shall. You've already learned the going to future tense. I'm going to play football. That's a separate tense. That's a lot easier. The will future tense is a little bit harder. And that's what the objective of this video lesson is. Hoping that you get a good understanding of how to form the will future tense in French. So the formation of the French future tense is very easy, in my opinion. All you need is the subject. Could be a subject pronoun, I, you, we, he, she, it, they, or it could be Steve, Gary, Bob, Bill, Sue, Jemima, my parents, the dog, the cat, the tortoise, the car. You're not going to forget the subject. Then what you need is an infinitive. If you don't know what an infinitive is, then you are going to massively struggle with this lesson. Go back and review my lesson on the infinitive. And you also need to learn the appropriate ending. So 3 things: subject, then the infinitive with the ending attached to the infinitive. Right, here we go. So these are the endings that you need to add to the infinitive to form the future tense. So if the subject is je, I, the ending is ai. If it's tu, meaning you, singular, it is as. For il, elle, on, he, she, we, add an a. For nous, add ons to the infinitive, that's we. If it's you plural, add an ez to the infinitive. And for il and elle should have an e, an extra e there, e double l e s, apologies, add ont onto an infinitive. And I'm wondering how many of you recognise those endings. They're quite similar, not identical, but they're similar to the present tense of the verb avoir. That's the verb avoir on the right hand side. J'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont. These are basically the same endings, apart from nous avons, vous avez. But if you take off the AV there you go. There are your future tense endings. And all you have to do is add them on to an infinitive to make the future tense, to say that you will, or somebody else will do something. So I will play, je jouerai. The infinitive is jouer, which means to play. So, number 1, the subject. The subject I. If you don't know the subject I is je, then you really need to go over some of the French basics. Then part 2 is the infinitive. Jouer is the infinitive. And part 3, add the appropriate ending, which is ai. Add that ai onto jouer, you've got je jouerai. French future tense. Subject, the infinitive with the ending attached. The subject here is je, the infinitive is jouer, the ending is a. Attach the a to the jouer, jouerai, je jouerai. Here's another one. She will watch, elle regardera. The infinitive is regarder, which means to watch. There's the subject, there's the infinitive, and remember for elle, you're adding the letter a, that's the ending. Attach that to the regarder, elle regardera. Easy. For re verbs, you attach the ending to the infinitive, but you have to take off the letter e first. So vendre, V-E-N-D-R-E is to sell. There you go. Subject, elle, infinitive, vendre, but you drop the e before you add the a. So elle vendra. Okay. So that's just something to note for re verbs. Take the e off before you add the future tense endings on. There are a few French verbs which are irregular in the future tense, and you don't add the future tense endings onto the infinitive. You use an irregular future stem. So for the verb aller, if it followed the normal pattern, I will go, should be j'allerai, but it's not, it's j'irai. So you're adding the future tense endings onto the letters I, are, not onto aller. For the verb être, which means to be, it's I will be is je serai, not j'ettrai. again, you add the AI ending onto this irregular stem, ser. You don't add the ending onto the infinitive être. Faire becomes je ferai. So again, it's not je ferai. So you're adding the AI or whatever the ending is you're adding it onto the irregular stem, which is fer, not the infinitive faire. And avoir, it's not j'avoirai, it becomes j'aurai. So add the ending onto the irregular stem, which is AUR, not the infinitive avoir. So there are 4 very, very regular ones. So just remember, aller becomes j'irai, être je serai, faire je ferai, avoir j'aurai. I've just given you them as an example using je as a subject, but you could use any subject. So the future tense, the will future tense of the verb aller would be j'irai, tu iras, il ira, nous irons, vous irez, ils iront. Again, this endings changing depending on who is doing the action. Okay, here's some examples. So why don't you press pause and just see if you can translate these before I reveal the answers. Here are the answers. Notice with the vendre here, the E of the infinitive has been knocked off. Vous ferez, that's an irregular one. That's the irregular future stem of faire. Hope you know the verb sortir, which means to leave or to go out. Nous irons, again, that's the irregular future stem of the verb aller, and the rest are fairly straightforward. Here's some into English. Grab a piece of paper, why don't you scribble these down. Again, I've tried to use verbs which I think you know. Remember, you're just adding the endings onto an infinitive, so the infinitive is easy to find. Just grab a dictionary if you've got one. J'écouterai, je visiterai, elle fera, nous jouerons or on jouera, ils feront, remember that's the irregular of the verb faire, as was, the elle fera for the third one. Elle habitera, ils gagneront, elle regardera, tu arriveras, vous jouerez, il achètera, nous prendrons or on prendra. So recap. For the will future tense, or shall, will, shall, all you have to do, subject, then grab the infinitive, stick the future tense ending onto the end. You need to learn the future tense endings though. There they are. AI, AS, A, ONS, EZ, ONT. Very similar to the present tense of avoir, if that helps. And don't forget, what are the irregular future stems of aller, avoir, être, and faire? J'irai, j'aurai, je serai, and je ferai. Don't forget those. Thank you.